And out the window he goes. All right, let's pause right there. What if I told you that this scene almost didn't happen and it's Boba Fett's fault? In early production for episode 3, the Sith were not the only ones getting their revenge. Boba Fett was going to appear and face off 1v1, ending Mace Windu as the ultimate get back for his daddy's decapitation. Boba Fett actor Daniel Logan talked about the original plans George Lucas had for Boba Fett at a convention, saying, Mace was going to come at Boba like he did with Jango, but because Boba had already experienced beforehand what had happened, he hit the jetpack, flew upside down or on his back, and as he's flying on his back with the jetpacks along the ground, Boba was going to pull out Jango's blasters and shoot him square between the stomach. Logan goes on to say that he was super excited meeting with Lucasfilm and talking about these plans, but as we all know, ultimately nothing came of it. However, Daniel Logan does go on to say that Samuel L. Jackson was the one to convince George Lucas not to let Mace Windu die in this way. Apparently, Sam Jackson told George Lucas that fans wouldn't be able to believe a member of the Jedi High Council would be killed by a punk kid. His words. The only other evidence we have of this being corroborated other than the final film is in Star Wars Insider 85, where with this picture of the battle, George Lucas said that Boba Fett would have been 16 and ultimately too young. Now, we do know that in canon, Boba Fett did try and kill Mace Windu with the help of Bossk and Aurra Sing, but ultimately fails and ends up just pivoting to become the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy. Now, I love the fact that Anakin was the one in the film to actually cut off Mace Windu's arm and be at fault for Mace Windu's death. However, if Boba Fett at 16 was able to kill one of the highest ranking Jedi in the entire galaxy, that's a pretty cool origin story. Now, I'm sure people are already thinking of the theory of Mace Windu actually surviving that fall from the window. I'm definitely not one of the people who believe Mace Windu survived. I mean, his arm was chopped off, he was electrocuted with force lightning, and he was chucked 100 miles an hour out of a window. The guy definitely hit some speeders on the way down, falling to the streets of Coruscant. However, I do think if they end up changing Mace's story and say that he does survive that fall, Boba Fett finding out and going after him is such a cool storyline. And look, I do agree with Sam Jackson and George Lucas that Boba Fett at that age probably couldn't have been able to kill Mace Windu, but imagine now Mace Windu, who is armless, electrocuted, older. He sustained the fall of falling out of a giant building onto the streets of Coruscant. Boba Fett might have the leg up as somebody who isn't as battle damaged and be able to ultimately kill him. At least if that's what happened, I think you could make it make sense. Imagine an animated series set around the time of Bad Batch where we see an old beat up Mace Windu and Boba Fett fighting. Hearing of a 16-year-old bounty hunter who is the son of the most notorious bounty hunter pre-Clone Wars, killing a high-ranking Jedi post-Order 66 is actually a pretty cool notch on your belt and makes sense why Boba Fett became one of the most feared and notorious bounty hunters in the entire galaxy and ultimately was hired by Darth Vader to capture Han Solo and lead him to Luke Skywalker. Now look, I'm not saying it should have happened. I love Revenge of the Sith. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. However, seeing Boba Fett and Mace Windu in that battle goes down with the list of deleted scenes like Cad Bane versus Boba Fett of really cool Star Wars moments I wish we saw, but understand why we didn't. Is it far-fetched that Mace Windu actually did survive all of that stuff? I think so, but you never know. However, it is cool to think about Revenge of the Sith being shaped a different way. I mean, this scene is literally one of the most important in the entire film and the entire franchise. Let me know what you think. Do you think Boba Fett should have been the one to kill Mace Windu? Is Mace Windu actually alive? Is gravity the real winner in all of this anyway? Let me know what you think in the comments. Your focus determines your reality. May the Force be with you always. Peace, guys.